American consumers drive not only the American economy, but much of the global economy as well. This makes the United States a favorite market for legitimate manufacturers the world over, and from storefronts on city streets and in shopping malls to websites online, Americans can find virtually anything they want. Unfortunately, this also makes us a favorite target for counterfeiters, terrorists, and criminals who pocket huge profits by manufacturing fakes. Everything from fashion apparel and pirated media to military-grade electronics and pharmaceuticals. Counterfeit goods are often made of inferior materials, manufactured under controlled and unsanitary conditions, and labeled with false information. As a result, they can threaten the health and safety of people who buy them. Fake products violate the intellectual property rights of legitimate companies and undermine those companies' reputations. They deprive workers here at home and overseas of badly needed jobs. A large percentage of counterfeit and pirated products are manufactured overseas. They are shipped to the United States in the stream of legitimate goods that continually flow into America's airports and seaports and across our borders. There to stop them are the men and women of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, protecting America 24/7.
The overall volume of U.S. imports makes it a real challenge for CBP in terms of IPR enforcement because we have to decide which of the hundreds of millions of shipments that enter the United States every year are suspect shipments for possible counterfeit or pirated goods, while at the same time ensuring the expeditious release into commerce of authentic goods. To put those numbers in context, on a daily basis, CBP processes about 77,000 commercial shipments. That's more than 28 million cargo shipments every year. In addition to that, there's more than 250 million shipments arriving in mail and express small parcels, some of which are commercial in nature, but we still have to look and decide which of those to examine. So a real challenge for us is sorting the good stuff from the bad stuff and deciding what to inspect.
The challenge might seem hopeless, but CBP has developed methodical strategies and powerful tools to support the effort. CBP has a multi-layered strategy to enforce intellectual property rights. It is a three-part strategy: facilitate, enforce, and deter.
With regard to facilitation, we're looking to identify the authentic shipments without inspection so that those goods are released immediately into commerce, reducing the cost to U.S. importers and more effectively using CBP's resources.
U.S. law requires importers to provide CBP with documentation for incoming shipments well ahead of their arrival. CBP uses this manifest and entry data to help identify suspicious shipments. In addition, through agreements with America's trading partners, CBP maintains teams of officers and investigators around the world to help identify suspect shipments even before they begin their journey to the United States.
With regard to enforcement, that's about making seizures, targeting the right shipments, determining that those goods are infringing and seizing those, and then ensuring that those goods are ultimately destroyed.
When an analysis raises a red flag, CBP issues an alert to the expected port of entry. CBP officers stop it from entering the country and subject it to rigorous inspection. Trained import specialists make a quick evaluation. If the goods appear to be counterfeit, they are detained pending further analysis, and samples are often sent to CBP's laboratories and scientific services for laboratory testing. If the analysis proves deceit, the goods are seized and destroyed. Just as important, CBP and its partner agencies launch an investigation of both the importer and the source of the bogus products. In this regard, CBP plays a key role in the National Intellectual Property Rights Coordination Center. The IPR Center coordinates a multi-agency effort to review and vet possible IPR infringement cases, assigning on a case-by-case basis which law enforcement agency will lead investigations and pursue prosecutions. To further strengthen IPR enforcement, CBP supplements its targeting activities with random inspections at U.S. ports of entry.
Recent trends indicate a rise in the attempted smuggling of counterfeit products through our courier service and international mail environments. These shipments are pharmaceuticals, contact lenses, To counter this trend, CBP has increased inspection efforts at our international mail and courier service facilities.
And the third piece is the deterrence part, where we want to prevent future violations by conducting audits of importers that are involved in counterfeiting and piracy to deter them from bringing in future goods by depriving them of the profitability of that activity. We make referrals to Immigration and Customs Enforcement for criminal investigations to take down the organizations that are involved, and we issue penalties finally to importers as well.
CBP continually examines this information on incoming shipments, targeting not just potential IPR violations, but high-risk shipments of all types. Analysts review shipment documentation, intelligence from overseas teams, and historical data on importers and suspect manufacturers. They use an extensive database of legitimate product and trademark information to identify discrepancies. Stopping counterfeit shipments at the border is essential, but a permanent solution involves stopping counterfeiting and piracy at their source and eliminating demand. That requires partnering with the trade industry and custom agencies worldwide and winning the public's cooperation by educating consumers about the dangers associated with counterfeit products.
You're supporting organized crime when you buy counterfeit products, and no one wants to promote organized crime on our streets. The money that is made by counterfeiting is used to launder drugs, weapons, a whole host of other illegal activities.
When CBP identifies business practices linked to IPR theft, it works with the trade industry to change those practices. It shares with appropriate U.S. enforcement agencies information acquired during investigations through channels such as the IPR Center. It works with the Department of Defense to help secure the military supply chain for mission-critical components, parts, and materials. And it works with IPR specialists from foreign customs agencies and international customs organizations to implement best practices that protect both U.S. and overseas economies. CBP also strongly encourages American consumers to do their part.
Consumers can avoid purchasing counterfeit merchandise by first knowing what the genuine article typically costs. If the price seems too good to be true, it probably is, and may indicate the product is fake. You can familiarize yourself with what the genuine product looks like. The manufacturer's website is a good source of information. Check the quality of the workmanship. Most counterfeit products are inferior and quickly show their inferior construction and materials. And buy from reputable retailers. Be aware of internet sellers. Products offered online are not always what they appear to be.
Businesses and the public can assist CBP in the campaign against counterfeit and pirated products. Through an online program called e-recordation, businesses can record with CBP any trademarks and copyrights that have been registered with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office or the Copyright Office. An e-recordation record provides CBP with information necessary to determine when imported products infringe on a company's IP rights. Businesses can also assist CBP by sharing product information, keeping their product information guides up to date, and providing product training to CBP personnel. And businesses and the public can report suspicious trade activities to CBP through e-allegations. E-allegations is an online system that accepts reports of possible violations as long as the reports are substantiated and include actionable information. CBP is continually improving its efforts against IPR violators through steady improvements in technology, training, and procedures. And it is having an effect. But CBP needs your help. For more information about CBP and IPR, visit this web address on cbp.gov.